Joining me now from Edinburgh on the ground is Annalise Nielsen. Annalise, welcome. You've spent the night in the Scottish capital. Fantastic imagery, thousands and thousands of people quietly, respectfully queuing for hours overnight to enter St Giles. I know you've spoken to as many as you could. What are they saying to you about their Queen?
Look, we were there last night at Meadows Park, and that was about a mile down the line where people were going to get their wristbands just to get into line. Even in that line, many have been waiting 1.5 to 2 hours already. And when we were asking them, why are you doing this? They all said, look, it's the least we could do for a Queen who's done so much for us. And this maybe isn't a sentiment many were expecting in Scotland, but the Queen's had such a personal connection to Scotland. That's where we've seen so many people come out with their own personal stories. It was one after the other of where they'd seen the Queen, how she'd visited their school when she was kids, how they met one of the relatives and said something to them, and she has become just kind of this magic figure through that 70 years of service. Now, we don't have an exact estimate yet of how many people have lined up overnight to see the coffin. We do expect it's at least in the tens of thousands. The line's moving much quicker this morning. People are telling us they've been waiting half an hour up to an hour. But this has been an extraordinary moment in Edinburgh, and last night especially, cold weather through the night, people were waiting just for that one moment to pass by and pay their respects.
Sorry, give me a minute.
Of course, on her mother's side, she's half Scottish, so she's one of their own. In a way, perhaps in the past, monarchs haven't felt part of Scotland for the Scottish people. The sentiment's been very warm. I've watched a lot of the Vision. Have you got anyone there that can speak to us, or what have they been saying to you this morning?
Yeah, look, we can grab someone else. I think this has just been something where people have been really quite happy to talk. So maybe again, excuse me, do you mind if I ask how long have you been in line this morning?
About 20 minutes or so.
Oh, that's not bad at all. People last night were lining up for 6 hours.
Yeah, my mum came through last night. They waited 5 hours.
And why is it important for you to come do this?
I think mainly it's about giving our respect to Her Majesty. You know, obviously she had a long reign. There's a lot she's done for our country, and it's just a chance for us to come and say thank you.
And do you think she had a special relationship with Scotland in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she loved Scotland, and most of the Scottish people loved her as well. So, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I'll let you get back in line.
Thank you.
I mean, Peter, this has just been consistent with everyone we've spoken to here. And I know I mentioned this last night, but it's worth noting. I mean, I find this so easy to do in America because people love to talk. Usually British people are so much more reserved. They don't want to be put on camera, especially with no notice. And this is the one thing where people have been so happy to speak because it does mean a lot to them. They are showing their grief. And that was such a powerful moment with those 4 children around the coffin at St Giles Cathedral just around the corner. That was such a genuine expression of grief from King Charles, from Princess Anne, that you don't usually see in Britain, which is the personification of the stiff upper lip. So this is another reason this is just such a unique moment in British history.
Annalise Nielsen, thank you. And you're spot on. It's very hard sometimes to get Brits to open up and talk, but when I was out at the Flowers the other day, the Flower Tribute Garden, I was mobbed by people who wanted to speak about their Queen.